Hello, fellow traveler. Thanks for coming on through. I felt called to cartomancy tonight, okay? So the energy is really wanting to be expressed in a very straightforward manner. No alluding, no beating around the bush, just straight to the point, okay? So I always feel called to cartomancy when the energy is very direct like that, which I find fascinating because right now we're in Mercury retrograde. And yet the energy feels so direct. It feels so to the point. I don't know if others are picking up on that. I'd love to hear if you are, but that's the way the energy seems to be expressing as I'm, sinking into it. So let's see what this is about. Let's see what needs to come through for the collective. What is the message coming on through about this energy? Look at that. 10 of Hearts. This is good news. A little bit of a wild card energy may seem very unexpected, may really take you by surprise. The happiness that this brings in is something that's really solidified. This is something that usually you relegate to the realms of fantasy. This is fantasy becoming reality. This could be getting some really good personal news, a personal point of arrival coming on through. But there's also something about sharing in that personal moment of success, arrival. It's really coming through as arrival that you're sharing with somebody else here. And maybe it seems like it was difficult to pull this off. Something was severely blocked for a while here. 2 of Spades in the shadow. There could have been a restraining force in place in relation to this. A restraining force, a blocking force, something that kept a situation in a crossroads pattern, but where there was some kind of burden or there was something here that was a lot to bear. There's some kind of understanding coming through here that actually creates a solution to work something out where there's been a lot of confusion. Okay. We got moon energy coming in around this. Whatever this is, maybe even this restraining force could have been related specifically to lunar cycles. I don't know if that had something to do with an old energy holding on, acting as a restraining force, working with a little sleight of hand. Sleight of hand. On the take, okay? On the take, and energy on the take. All bets are off. The stakes are high, both in the financial sector and the love arena. It's interesting. It's got like a tower energy around it. There's something about this that has connection to the past. There's something about this too that's a power dynamic. There's like 2 trying to prove a point. Maybe even, it's kind of interesting too, in the realm of like alchemy for the wizards out there. It's got a bit of this kind of energy too about proving which power is greater. Which power is greater? There's 2 different perspectives here too. This could be a little bit of a duel. All bets are off. I mean, I see this energy here too. There's this kind of, it's interesting. There's this kind of, it's coming through as strategy. There's a very strategic energy here. I mean, this energy is operating in the shadow. So we know there's like a tricky force here. There's some kind of test here too. Anytime you got that trickster energy out on the scene, this is something that's kind of a real unexpected curveball, but coming in with that energy of the tower, it really does feel like it's something that also helps you crack the code. What is this cracking the code on? Crack the code. crack the code. Maybe that's been a restraining force, allows you to get through a wall, a barrier. This is interesting. I do have the impression here that maybe somebody is trying to get through your security. And I mean your security on your online security in regard to accounts, stuff like this. You might suspect this, you know. It feels to me, it feels like a little tech warfare here. King of Spades coming out in the light, okay? Somebody's looking into something. Somebody's wanting to look into something. They're willing to go about it in questionable ways. That's what I see here. This is a Joker. This is somebody who may do some kind of tech work. They really know their way around the back end. They know their way to crack codes. It's like it's got that kind of vibe, you know? They haven't been able to crack your code though. They're intrigued. Ooh, that's a weird energy. They haven't been able to crack your code though. They're intrigued. There's something maybe they're trying to figure you out too. This could be somebody focused on you. I don't know if they're kind of going to questionable lengths to try to gain access to certain information, but there's kind of hints of that kind of energy here. And yet this is interesting because I feel like there's something you're coming into here. Some kind of arrival point. It's really good news. It's bringing reason to celebrate. This would be reason to like get people together, celebrate, you know, clink some glasses, you know, it feels like that. It's a moment of success. There's a lot of indication that this could be something coming up sometime in August. Something maybe even that you would be sending out invites around or making a formal announcement around. It's something happy and also, you know, bringing people together too, you know, solidifying something. Yeah, but there's this like Joker energy, trying to gain access to some information through questionable means. It's got big tech energy around it. Let me see. Yeah, something's definitely coming in for you though. It's dealt with a lot of blockage, whatever it is. There's been something that's been acting as a limiting force or a restraining force that's been preventing this from being able to come in for you. But I feel like there's something here that's being cut through. There's like clarity coming in a situation here that's helping you know how to really break free from this energy. You're taking some kind of action here with the Ace of Clubs, and you also got instant good news as a result of the action you took. Whatever this is, some of you already took this action, okay? It's starting to take effect, whatever you did, and you're going to see how wise of a choice that was. Whatever that was you did back there, it secured something. Maybe even secured your accounts, your online accounts. Maybe you've had some kind of sense about this, so you've been taking certain precautionary measures, maybe, you know, with your devices. Yeah, I see that. I see that. There's something you're safeguarding here too, or it's going to become very necessary to do that because there's something really good coming in here, and it's bringing about something to celebrate. That's all I know. It keeps speaking of a celebration. Celebration. But there's somebody here who's wanting details about this, and I don't like the energy around the intention, because it feels like the intention is to be some kind of blocking or restraining force. That's how it feels. Tell me about this Joker. Yeah, this, what did that? Flipped upside down. Betrayal energy. 5 of Spades in the shadow, flipped upside down. See, they see some kind of happiness, like you're averting some kind of desired aim of a betrayal. That's how it's coming through. Like wanting to see something not come into alignment for you. And then there's going to be like, I feel this is some public recognition for you, something coming in for you that is freeing you up to step into something that it looks like you got somebody here has been actively working against it on whatever level, either by interfering in some way or I don't know what this is, but it looks like they're recognizing whatever they tried to do was not successful. It looks like tried to tried to pull something off kind of like under your radar before you became hip to it, and maybe you saw something and you did something. That's what I feel like. It could be like something strange you saw going on online or with your devices or something like that. It's got like security, online security stuff around it. Or maybe, you know, you received some kind of a phishing email or something kind of presented as an opportunity and your hackles just went up. You did something to address that. Because of that, it's securing something for you that's coming in here. The aim was to try to cut off what's going to be a point of celebration for you. But I don't know, I got some weird vibe about there has to be somebody in this situation that feels a little competitive here. I see the King of Spades and the energy of just calm, cool, collected, you know, not holding on to anything. This is acting very much out of like an executive decision. It's like something that's decided head over heart, you know, and it's like doing the right thing, maybe even too, when it's not necessarily easy to do the right thing. And somebody here wants to try to win out over integrity by pulling something sly and slick. And they feel like in order for them to be able to do that, they need access to certain information. Yeah, and this could be, you know, this could be really trying to get a hold of some kind of finances or understand some kind of business strategy or understand what kind of deals are on the table or something like this, even contractual agreements. I'm just saying that because of the 9 of Diamonds here. That's really a very good position to be in. It's recognition, recognition on a tangible assets level, you know. There's some real true tangible success point here. Somebody's like a little too interested in what's going on with your money. It comes out again. It comes out again. You need to see this. There is something you need to be aware of here. Look, Wheel of Fortune. Which way is the wheel going to turn? Is the fortune going to be on the upturn or is it on a downturn? It all depends on being able to see with absolute clarity where there's this like potential for loss, you know? And there's somebody here that they ain't moving right, man. That's what I see. Like somebody here isn't moving right. They're trying to get access to information that's not theirs to have. So whatever action you took, you know, because maybe you've dealt with, you know, getting the short end of the stick before, or people dealing unfairly with you or whatever, but I feel like something recently has been just compelling you to take certain additional measures, especially in business, finance. I'm seeing really strong, and online activities, and you did something recently, or you feel like you should. If you haven't done it yet, you should, because I do feel like there is a sus energy here of cyber sleuthing. I would say cyber slur, you know, sleuthing. I mean, maybe somebody is, you know, I don't know, maybe somebody right now is calling out some slurs with that message delivered. Yeah, this could be somebody who's got a mouth on them too. Somebody who has been talking a lot of trash. okay? This could be somebody who's really narrow-minded, you know? They slice people, dice people with their words. This just fell over that 5 of spades. Yeah, I mean, this person just likes to try to, like, stick it where it hurts with their words. Whoever this person is, this could be somebody that's, like, hiding behind a fake profile, too. And is a troll that you're dealing with as well. I see that. Yeah, you've been here before. I've heard it all before. This is somebody you know that's been a pill, you know, in the past. I see that. It's not your first time dealing with this character. So these interesting elements, you know. This could, in business, this could be like people writing crappy reviews or something like that. Or, you know, just, yeah. Using means of communication to cloak your true energy, you know, try to create blockages for you, blockages of offers, opportunities coming in, things like this. It's too late. It's too late. I see there's like something you're securing here, but you do need to be aware of this like energy because it is hanging out. It is hanging out. Why? What is their problem with the collective? What's their bone to pick? What's the problem? I want to see it from the Joker's side. Tell me the Joker's side here. Because I do like to look at all sides. I can't help but look at all sides of the equation. There's always multiple sides to every story. Okay, this just landed on top of this like blocked communication. Oh, this guy's energy is coming up in the light. Got a King of Clubs here coming up in the light. A lot of times, King of Clubs is a successful businessman, you know. Looks like he's got a lot of heart, too. Okay. King of Clubs, King of Hearts. Fighting the good fight for what's right, for what he believes in. So, trying to throw obstacles in the path of a competitor because they feel like that's the right thing to do. It's what their heart tells them to do. This character's interesting. Okay, fire forward. This might be a really successful person in their own right, you know. This person's very passionate, whoever they are. And they're trying to, this has a real like, kind of like cock block kind of energy. That's what I feel. They're in competition with somebody here. It feels like two masculines in competition with each other. Yeah. And you know, they're trying to figure out what's going on here. I feel that this Joker's trying to figure out what's going on because something's hidden from him behind the scenes. But he feels like it's just for him to bring light to this matter, whatever it is, because he doesn't trust the other and how they're moving. And it's funny because they're both in the light. They're both in the light, and yet there's like this wild card element here. The King of Diamonds. The King of Diamonds. Oh, to the Queen of Diamonds in the shadow. Look at that. These are two of a kind, too. It's kind of funny, you know. Very headstrong people. Two headstrong people facing off here, too. Queen of Diamonds in the shadow, King of Diamonds in the shadow. Those are people that are like always on the scene. Those are people too that they like to gossip, you know. They do use communication to cause problems. This can be like seeding things in, you know, a competitor's association's ears too, you know. I'm picking up that energy. It's very gossipy, covert, you know, kind of energy. It looks like there's two that are partnering here, two that are working together. I think there's a connection here with this King of Clubs to King of Hearts. I think this is the one This is the one here. I think he used to be connected in some way to this Queen of Diamonds, but her moves are concealed. And see, that's why he's trying to figure out what's going on. It's very interesting. There's definitely been some kind of wall, some kind of divide, some kind of force that's split two apart here, fractured something. What was this force? Oh, I got the toning in my ear right now. Tapping into a new kind of frequency, okay? What was the restraining force? It could be the restraining force of two, you know, freaking wizards out there battling for astral territory. At odds with their alchemical manifestations. No, it's going to take form the way I see it. There's a bit of this kind of like dueling energy here too. It's really interesting. Very interesting. Very saga-like energy. I don't know why it's got that impression. It feels like that. Embedded. I'm hearing embedded. And again, it makes me think of online stuff, text stuff, embedded codes, something like this, okay? What we got here? Right on top of that, two of hearts. Ooh. I mean, something has been really like a rough roll of the dice. That's what I see. Like somebody rolled the dice and crapped out hardcore, you know, and it cost them. It cost them an alliance. It cost them a connection. Yeah. They're hoping to open that road. They have to get over a pretty treacherous past first. That's why whoever this character is, they want to know. They want to know what's up. They're trying to keep their eye on some things. They're trying to, yeah, slow and steady. They're researching something here. Researching something here. And somebody's like looking into somebody's money too much. There's like a fixation on somebody's finances. So, if you have been suspecting this or feeling this kind of energy, I suggest, you know, you take some measures to, you know, secure your accounts and stuff. And don't click on suspicious links and shit. Just without, you just got cut off at the pass, you know. Somebody, you know, is not going to be able to find a way through if you take these measures. That's what this is about. Do you see? It's like maybe, you know, there's been a little vulnerability here. I could see this like with a person who blocked somebody, right? And then they're like, well, maybe I should unblock them, you know, because they start getting nostalgic. It's Mercury retrograde. and then they take off the blocks, right? They take off the blocks and they don't understand that doing that, you know, maybe is making you vulnerable to something that you maybe shouldn't be so open to as you think you should be. You know, there's something about, you know, not a good time necessarily to make a decision like that if it's something you've been confused about. That's what I really feel here. Because I feel like you should keep those blocks in place because somebody may be just reaching out to try to get certain information that they don't have, you know, about what's going on with you. But what's bothering me about it is there's too much focus on like what you have or what you hold financially, like your assets or what's going on with you as far as your stability. And that's nobody's business. That's nobody's business unless there's somebody that you're building with or you're partnered with on, you know, a financial level. And that's not what I'm saying here at all. At all. Okay. So yeah, take those out in measures because it is coming through pretty strong. Queen of Hearts in the shadow. Yeah. You have some pretty sore feelings. The feminine in this situation has some pretty sore feelings to whoever this character is. They feel, you know, they feel, I think it's because this person, this is really warped, man. This is how it's coming through. I'm going to bring it through as it's coming through. This is somebody who prides themselves in being able to work people. They feel like they know how to get one over on somebody. And they feel like this character here bested them. Bested them. That's why this person has really blocked off their energy. It's got a little bit of like licking their wounds kind of vibes to it. I do see like two, energies pulled apart here. But now there's like this rallying of forces. Rallying of forces. This is interesting too. Now, I do got the vibe, maybe this could actually be two separate kings coming in here too. That this Queen of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds was working with at one point. Maybe one was a love interest and one was a business partner. I'm really feeling this Queen of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds energy is one energy though. It's like there's a part of her that still feels attachment to whoever this king is that's coming in. This king might be sending a friend in first. That might actually work against them. Might actually work against them. Whether this is of a personal interest, it has a little blurred lines vibes to it, to be honest with you. It feels like it's kind of a mingling of business and pleasure, But there could be two kings here. And like one king may feel he has a wingman, but it's not really his wingman. This one wants to throw their hat in the ring too. And that applies in both respects, in the business arena and bedroom or boardroom, basically it's the energy I'm picking up here. Yeah, Queen of Clubs. And the shadow comes out. Yeah. Yeah. And she's like facing the Joker. You see what I'm saying here? She has a soft spot though. This one probably tried to go real cold, took an action to cut this off, because it got a little too hot. Mixing business with pleasure, thought they could stay in that real independent energy, but it burned. There is this kind of sense of that, but I feel like, ooh, yeah. Yeah, Yeah, that's what it is. They're bent about it, especially about stuff that got revealed online. I see that very clearly. That's a really interesting energy. It's some really interesting energy, but she's got a soft spot. She does. And hey, if you're this person and you have a soft spot for this character, you may want to be careful about letting down your blocks at this time, because this looks a little dicey, man. There's a lot of shadow out here. I'm not seeing a lot of light. Ironically, the king energy is in the light, King of Spades in the light. Got a King of Clubs, King of Hearts in the light. And the queens, man. The queens are all in the shadow here. Yeah, bitching and moaning and groaning and, raging for order. That's... There is a Joker in the mix, though, who likes it. And there is. This Joker is in the mix. And they may have stirred this all up. It's possible. That might be their happiness. That might have been the whole aim of their campaign. Maybe they've been trying to corral some cats and they felt that was the best way to achieve their aim. Like, what I need to do to get these cats corralled is I need to get them in a cat fight. I need to get these women all fixated on each other, and then I can break from this scene and head straight toward my victory. I could see that. I could see that, but there could be like a couple others here that, you know, are supposed to be wingmen or supposed to be allies that are, you know, part of this big confusion, this ruse to allow someone to get out of something or find a way through where there's been blockage. There's something about, I don't know if I trust that energy that's coming toward that Queen of Diamonds, Queen of Hearts in the shadow. Tell me about this King. Is the King of Clubs and the King of Hearts the same person or two different people? Are they the same person or two different people? Five of Diamonds. Look at that. Oh, they're trying to get their money back. They're trying to get their money back. Somebody ran off with their money. They're trying to catch this person. They're trying to catch this person up. Ah. They're doing something sneaky. They know this person ran off with something of theirs, like some kind of assets. There's definitely money and intimacy intertwined in this situation, whatever this is. They know she stole something. She ran off with something. She swiped something. She swiped some files. I mean, the Joker, it could be a woman. I mean, I'm seeing the masculine is out here in the light. This is a woman. You know? This is a woman. This is a woman. You know, this just landed on her. Yeah, this is a woman moving like this. There's something that's being exposed about this online. This person does their work online in that respect. This is somebody who works in tech. This is somebody who works in tech. This may even be somebody that's trying to, you know, get into some high level systems too that could really get this person caught up. And there could be people that know that they do this, you know, that might try to use, that familiarity to gain an in, maybe to catch somebody up here. Yep, that's their plan. Balderdash. They feel like it's justice, it's what's needed to balance something out. There's a balance too. So I do feel like there was intimacy here. There was blurring of lines. There's close associations, bedroom, boardroom, you know, kind of dynamics, a lot of money and lust and, you know, it's coming through very mixed. And yet it's strange because there is some real happiness, you know, that's preserved here. But I really think it's the happiness of this king finally catching up, the one that's been kind of like robbing him blind, I heard. Like somebody is taking something that's not theirs. They've been at it for a long time. And it's also created division between two. Like there's been some kind of fallout here as well. Tell me about this Queen of Diamonds. Something's about to move forward. King of Diamonds in the light. Look at it. All of the masculine energy is coming out in the light. And there's this blockage. There's something that is supposed to come in here. There's been movement around it coming in. it feels like some kind of partnership or joining at forces, some opportunity. And you got this character over here. It looks like it's a feminine that works in tech, knows how to get into systems, maybe used familiar association, you know, with her ability to gain access to secret information or something, but it looks like they're trying to catch this person up. There's been some kind of like theft here. That thief has been coming out a lot recently. Somebody stole something here. To me, it looks like assets, you know? And it was probably somebody that there was, you know, like I said, like there was intimacy there. There's some close association. But there is this like weird intermingling of business here. What's the intention of, I think this is an emperor. It looks like it could be an emperor. But I am picking up that there's multiple men involved in this situation. Maybe men that have all been worked by this Queen of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds in the shadow. Could be somebody who worked them online. That could be a catfish energy. Yeah. Yeah. She really got in this king's head. And all these kings' heads, off with their heads. It's like all sense left the building. There may be like multiple kings realizing that they're all like promised to the same woman. Yeah, Tower. 8 of Diamonds in the shadow, Tower. It's something that's brewing. The illusion has to be dispelled, like there's something that's surfacing here. It's going to bring about an ending in this situation. Whoa. There's a lot going down. Oh my God, that's what's hidden. That's what's hidden. That's what somebody doesn't see just yet. Somebody doesn't even realize this, that they're about to be discovered. And where they think they got a free pass and they got away with something. No. There's some kind of illumination coming in here. Queen of Clubs energy. You didn't make it out in time. I don't know what that is. Like you didn't make it out in time. They pushed it too far. They overreached. They gambled too much. I don't know what this is, but it feels like it's very much a complicated kind of like situation. I don't know. Shouldn't be prying into people's private information online though, you know. You can't be like trying to get into people's accounts and stuff. It feels like on a business level though. There's like finance involved in this, whatever this is. And there's a lot of competitive energy here. There's kind of this strange like romantic tone too. But to me, it feels so convoluted with all the other elements that, you know, it could be like what is seen romantically is really some like Neptunian delusion, you know. There's something here that feels like it's not the right kind of environment for there to be love and accord, you know what I'm saying? it feels a bit fantasy land. But yet I see like somebody's getting what they desire here. And to me, it looks like there's some king here that just wants to be successful and getting a particular person caught up. Let me see what's coming in from the Kipper deck around this. This is interesting energy. I don't even know what to call this read, man. Seems pretty convoluted, man. But straight up at the same time, you know, it's a tale as old as time, man. There's always somebody on the tape. I don't know why it has to be like that, especially nowadays, you know. People are just so out for themselves anymore. A lot of people are just out for themselves. 2020 really did a lot to mess up people, man. Bottom of the deck, courthouse. I mean, this is a legal matter. I know somebody gained access to something they weren't supposed to. You know, somebody's been messing with somebody's money, messing with their devices. Okay, this person could be getting caught up. I think there's kind of like a trap being set for this individual. Luring them in through familiarity, maybe to get some access to some information, you know. On an even higher level, I could see this being a situation where somebody's, you know, going in and they got a wire, you know, so they can, yeah, courthouse is coming in again. They're going to get some key piece of information here, what they need to solidify this, whatever this is. That's what I see coming through with that Hierophant kind of energy. Give me more details. What is this about the courthouse? Crossing energy, main male. Okay. All right, well, we know there's a main male involved in this situation. Maybe this is something that transforms the fate of the main male. Maybe that's why the king is so invested in this. See, what is this? Occupation. Yeah, it has something to do with business, finances. Maybe this main male, this king, is finally going to be able to move something forward with his business because he's getting some kind of judgment in his favor. Crossing energy came in with the family room here. Give me some more details about this. Doesn't mean that somebody's out of the circle. That's what I'm hearing. They got to kick somebody out of the circle. This is like a tight-knit group of people. Yeah, adjudication. There's something legal going on here. I do feel like they're trying to get somebody kicked out of some kind of business arrangement. There's legalities here. There's theft, expectation. So if you're waiting to hear back too on the verdict of something, I feel like it's in your favor. Could be around a child too. Could be around a child. Maybe there's something about child support. I'm hearing it could go either way. You know, some cases child support and whether or not that needs to be established, and in other cases child support should continue. And this just kind of jumped out and stuck to my hand. Mature woman, okay? Wealthy man. Marriage. There's a mother of this man that is very concerned about this decision. She might be pressing for some kind of paternity test or something in regard to this. She may have suspicions about this pregnancy, this child. She might be wanting some kind of judgment to go through the courts in relation to paternity. It feels like the mother of this main male is advising on this or something. There's a discussion about it in the family room. Thief. Oh my God. Dude. Man. Somebody's on the take. That's all I know. That's all I know. Okay, cut of the deck. I mean, this needs to come through for somebody. Journey. And on the other side, bad health. This could be a long distance relationship. There could be somebody like trying to press for marriage. They may know that this person has a lot of assets and that they're in bad health. Hey, the whole freaking community is aware of this. This could be somebody who is hoping to gain citizenship too. I got that as well. I don't like the vibes around it. I feel like there is a child in this situation that it looks like there's a mature woman is very concerned about. Maybe also a child being taken at a distance might have suspicions about that. Trust your gut. I don't like this thief energy. It's been coming out a lot recently. Let me see. Let's get a little guidance here from what do I want to bring in around this? I don't want to just leave that off with that. Let's bring out the angels and imps and see if I can get some clarity about the best way for whoever relates to this, has resonance with this, is dealing with a situation like this. Because, I mean, it's coming through for somebody. And that thief energy keeps coming up. How do they need to handle this? Come on through, Spirit, and let them know how they need to handle this. Because this looks like, I see, there's a lot of desire to rectify something. But I also see that there's some kind of shady stuff going on too that's concerning, So it feels like it's something that needs to be navigated with clarity, and Mercury retrograde is not a good time to be dealing with anything like that. Let's see what we got here. I mean, we got King of Cups again, coming out upright. Wanting to point out a betrayal, Five of Swords. To get through some kind of blockage that's been in place. And right after that, we got the King of Pentacles. And there's a Queen of Pentacles after that. With the Knight of Cups. Wow, that is crazy to the Wheel of Fortune. It's seriously outlining what just came in the cartomancy. It's talking about some kind of betrayal that's gone down here with the Five of Swords. This could be something that has past connection to it. There also was a lot of organization around this too. It's not like something that, you know, was done as a one-take thing. This is something that's been going on for a while, it feels like. Somebody was really trying to spoil, you know, what somebody was trying to grow for themselves here. They were on the take. It was all about what they can do to, you know, get forward here. And I do feel like that Queen of Pentacles that's in the shadow, she did have association, you know, with this king at one point, that they were partnered up in some way, either in a committed relationship or they were business partners. And naturally, if they were in a committed relationship, there could have been intermingling of finances here. But she did go, you know, rogue on this King of Pentacles here. It looks like her energy is cold now, you know. It does show that, you know, she has alchemy abilities, though. So I think she was trying to, maybe she placed some bets. Maybe she gambled some things. Maybe she gambled shared assets or something like that. But she did it in such a way where, you know, she gained access to something she wasn't supposed to have access to. And then it's like, it didn't work out, you know. She crapped out in making those gambles. And now, you know, got a King of Pentacles here saying it's time for rectification, like, where's my money? That kind of thing. And also saying, you know, we can work this out, you know, amicably. I don't think he's coming forward like aggressively here. He's trying to quell a volatile situation. But this one, you know, because they come in with the cups energy too. This one is just always like out for blood. That's how they move forward. They're always on the freaking attack. They are. They're always on the freaking attack. This person, this Queen of, it's the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles energy. This person here, they are a sower of discord and a slayer of men. That's who they are. That's what they pride themselves in it. But I do think, you know, this particular king bested this Queen of Pentacles, and it rubbed her the wrong way, man. Rubbed her the wrong way. She's had a bone to pick about it ever since. You see the lion energy there? See the Five of Swords? This is the horse she rode in on, you know, to sow discord, you know, to sow discord through guile, you know. I do think she did work this king, you know. I feel she bested him in terms of getting her hands on some assets or something she wanted to claim for herself, but when it comes to the king, he won her heart. He won her heart. So that's a little bit of the battle too. What's more powerful, you know? What your head tells you is success, you know, to get yourself a little trophy of some fast cash, or, you know, is it to have that sway over someone's soul? These two are competitive with each other. I mean, I think there's been this history there between these two. Two of Wands. Yeah. But I feel like this King of Cups has grown from his experiences. I do. He's grown. And I think he's going to be successful with getting over this betrayal, calling it out, and rectifying, you know, a particular situation. There could be a couple people here that he's calling out. And it does show that he has the desire to know, like, where is the source of this fuckery coming from? And I do feel like he's figuring it out. He's getting what he needs to call it out. It says acquisition of wisdom. And then he's like, and he's going to go and spread that word. He's going to spread it far and wide. Look at, hear ye, read all about it. You know, it's that freaking energy. And then he's going to stand on business with that. And it's justice, you know, it's justice. 7 of Wands to justice. This person is in the right here in this situation. This king, he's in the right. He's in the right. And he's going to call this person out. He is. He's going to call him out. But I feel like first he has to lure them in through being friendly before he gets them in the position to do that. So I don't know. You know, I don't know what side of this you're on. But if you are this queen of diamonds in the shadow, and you know that, you know, you worked somebody here, I suggest that, you know, you just be aware that if you don't want to get caught up, you might want to avoid letting this in. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't really want to give that advice, you know, because you should be held accountable, but you know, I don't know who's listening to this read, but you should know which way the wind's blowing here. I mean, I think there is a desire on the Queen of Diamonds' behalf, and that, yeah, somebody wants in. Hold on a minute here. Come on in. You need to go out. Okay, okay. Yeah, see? Ted busting in, you know? Busting in, finding an in. But he's just passing through to get what he needs, and then he'll be heading on out again. That's what I feel is going on with this king, you know? He's got to lure in like the Pied Piper, you know? So yeah, that's the thing. I don't know, Queen of Diamonds. Just know that, you know, that's the intention of what's going down there. If you recognize yourself in that. But it looks like this is going to be in favor of the king in this situation. Whatever this is. It's an interesting dynamic. Damn. What a mess. What a mess. This is a mess. Cut of the deck. Yeah, it's a mess. It's time for all of this to get cleaned up. That's what's happening here. That's what's happening here. All the old energies are getting hooked up here. Look at this. I mean, words will come back to haunt. There's a lot of reflection, you know, coming back here. It's interesting. All right. I'm going to leave it at that. Godspeed.